Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Ruach Kadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS who were well. Peace, salutations to like Akim in the four corners, peace and truth and sincerity. Peace be unto you and Shalom. This is a verse in Matthew 7:15 I want to use to make this a premises of my lesson. And that is, beware of false prophets which come, this is reading Matthew 7:15 says, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. It's a quick little precept, uses analogies and comparisons, and it's pretty much simple. Because sheep clothing, that's, they're disguised. When you wear sheep clothing, a sheep doesn't have to wear sheep clothing because a sheep is a sheep. Inwardly they're a wolf, so it's basically a wolf is predator to the sheep. So the wolf is disguising himself in sheep clothing. Now, while he disguises himself in sheep clothing, he's going to try to act like a sheep. He's not going to necessarily bark and, growl and howl like a wolf while he's in sheep clothing. So you're not going to have a lot of things that indicate that he is, a sheep, that he is a wolf. Verse 16 says, ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? So he's trying to help you to be able to distinguish between a sheep versus a wolf in sheep clothing. For those who might not be able to have that, perception. And he says, verse 60 says, ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Men, we grab fruit to eat. That's how that makes common sense. A man's not going to grab a whole bunch of thistles and put them in a bag and, try to eat them. So you pay attention to how they move, how they operate. A sheep is going to do, it's going to act like a sheep, behave like a sheep. Even if a wolf tries to act like a sheep, it still does not have the innate nature. He's trying to nurture himself to be like a sheep. So a sheep is going to be the one that's going to gather the thistles. And gathering thistles, meaning a good example of this would be, if any of you brothers seen The Lion King, you could equate Mufasa as being the sheep. I think Mufasa was Scar was the bad guy. Slakia. You could equate Mufasa with being the sheep and Scar with being the wolf. Now, Mufasa, he was gathering grapes and thorns. Grapes of thorns. Meaning, you had the lionesses, you had the lions, you had everybody in order. Scar was gathering thistles. He was disguised. He was actual lion, but he was disguised as like he was one of the goodly fruit. He acted like he was down for the cause, but really he was a wolf in sheep clothing. And what did he do? He gathered thistles because he gathered hyenas. He led them into the pact. He made a pact where hyenas and lions will all coexist together. That's him gathering thistles. So that's what a wolf is going to do. He's going to gather thistles. A lion is going to gather goodly fruit. So you'll be able to know him by, okay, this guy's, he just keeps bringing in niggas. Everybody that he keeps surrounding himself with is keep being niggas. You look at your fallouts, and then the people that they gather with them are more arrogant fallouts. That's gathering those thistles. Verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. Now that good tree bringeth forth good fruit is example also the Lion King of Mufasa, the kingdom that he had. You know, he brought brought forth good fruit. You know, he brought little Simba in. He was supposed to inherit everything. He was his fruit. But then you had the corrupt tree that bringeth forth the evil fruit, which was Scar. He brought forth a very, very, evil fruit, hyenas and shit like that. Verse 18, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. This is why Simba wasn't evil, because Mufasa was good. Reading on, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. So don't expect good fruit to come out of a corrupt tree. You look at a church like, what's that church? ITR, which I don't even think they are a unit no more. That was a corrupt tree. What good fruit came out of there? You understand what I'm saying? And then you have some churches where no fruit grew on them, like the Good Samaritans. They didn't grow any fruit. None whatsoever. Verse 19, every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. ITR don't go out no more. That's them being cut down and cast and hewn down and cast into the fire. Just like the Good Samaritans. Verse 19, every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. So before they even get hewn down and cast into the fire, you can know if this is a ravenous wolf disguising himself as a sheep, just by simply knowing, by his fruit. What is he doing? Is he gathering thistles, or is he gathering fruit? You understand what I'm saying? And that's basically it on that. And you have to be able to be aware and discern, because you're gonna have corrupt fruit. Let's see if I can get one more. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 17. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. Some of these men are these wolves. Some of these wolves, not every wolf disguises themselves as wolves. Slucky, 1 second. Oh, okay, there's a squirrel out here making a lot of noise. Not every wolf you know, disguises himself as a sheep. You have some wolves that just all right with disguising with just being a wolf. So beware of the wolves disguising themselves as sheep, and beware of the wolves that are just wolves. Because it says that they will deliver you up to the councils and will scourge you in the synagogues. And on that note, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh, that belongs to the elders of GMS who were well. Peace and salutations and shalom.